Welcome students, and we are going to start the glossary which is related to population. First, already we have completed this all, but this all are very important for 1 mark. So today we will discuss this all answers for 1 mark questions. What do we mean by the population explosion? Population explosion, that means what? In India, as the death rate falls speedily, very fast, it is death rate falls and birth rate falls at a slower rate, resulting in a steep rise in the population is known as population explosion. Okay, at present our population is rising very fast, but death rate falls speedily. So we can say it is population explosion, and due to this result, we can see very well in India population explosion is going on because the birth rate is increasing and death rate falls steeply. Okay. Next one is the population trends. What do we mean by the population trends? Population trends refer to acquiring data and interpreting important aspect of population like size, rate of growth of population, birth rate, death rate, rural and urban population, female-male ratio, etc. Next one is what? Size of the population. What do you mean by the size of the population? Population size refers to total population in a country during different years. Male-female ratio. What do you mean by the male-female ratio? Male-female ratio refers to number of females and males in the total population of a country in different years. What do you mean by the male-female ratio? Male-female ratio refers to remember this thing. Female-male ratio and male-female ratio. Here it is a male-female ratio written, but actually it is female-male ratio. Okay. Female-male ratio refers to the females and males in the total population of the country in different years. Remember this thing. Male-female ratio and female-male ratio, these both are totally different. If in this answer we are discussing that what do you mean by the male-female ratio, then this answer is correct. Male-female ratio, that means how many females and how many males in the total population of a country, it's known as male-female ratio. Next one is gender ratio. What do we mean by the gender ratio? Gender ratio refers to the number of females in the total population. You can say 1000. Okay. What do we mean by the gender ratio? Gender ratio, that means gender ratio refers to number of females per 1000 males in the country. Gender ratio, that means number of females per 1000 males in a country. Next one is, these all are very important for 1 mark, so I am discussing with you. Next one is, what do you mean by the age-wise composition of the population? Distribution of the total population of a country in the different age group, 0 to 14, 15 to 64, and etc. In our India, what is the percentage of the, how many number of the total population in the age group of 0 to 14, in the age group 15 to 64, and in the age group more than 64, that means 65 and more. These all are included in the age-wise composition of population. Next one is the rural and urban population. What do you mean by the rural and urban population? Number of peoples, how many number of peoples are living in the rural area and how many number of peoples are living in the urban area. It's known as rural urban population. Okay, friends. Next one is birth rate. What do you mean by the birth rate? In a given year, for every 1000 people, how many children are born? Refer to birth rate. Birth rate, that means what? How many number of children born every 1000 people. Okay, you can say in a given year, for every 1000 people, how many children are born? Refer to birth rate. Next one is death rate. What do you mean by the death rate? In a given year, the number of people who die for who die for, wait a minute friends, wait please. So friends, next one the point is the birth rate. What do you mean by the birth rate? In a given year, for every 1000 people, how many children are born refer to birth rate. Next one is the death rate. In a given year, the number of people who die for every 1000 population is known as death rate. Okay. Now next one is the infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate refers to number of children who die in a given year for every 1000 live births before completing the first year. Already we have done this answer in our previous chapter, chapter number 7. So if you want, you can write same answer from that. Okay, you can write same answer. Infant mortality rate, that means how many infant die before completing 1 year out of 1000. It's known as infant mortality rate. Correct? This one answer also you can write here. Next one is what do you mean by the population policy? Population policy, that means what? Population policy, that means the steps taken by the government to bring the growth rate of population to the required level. It's known as the population policy. The steps taken by the government to bring the growth rate of population to the required level is known as population policy. Next one is working population. Working population, that means out of the total population, the number of people working is known as working population. In other words, you can say the population which contributes to the economic production. Contribute a working population, that means what? The population which contributes in the economic production. For example, people in the age group 15 to 64 are included in the working population. Next one is the non-working population. Non-working population, you remember this age group. Why? Because of in 1 mark last to last year this question has in the MCQ. What age group are included in the working population? Okay, MCQ last to last year. So this type of question can be included in your next exam. So you remember this one. And next one is what? The next one is non-working population. What do you mean by the non-working population? Non-working population, that means those people who do not contribute anything to the productive activities of the country. It's known as non-working population, like women, children, old age, and handicap. These people are not able to do work. So these all are included in the non-working population. Okay, so we have completed this glossary also, and from today I am starting the next chapter, chapter number 8. What do you mean by the agriculture sector? Agriculture sector, that its meaning you all know very well. Practically or not practically, but from so many years you have studied about this topic, and maybe practically so many students have seen the agriculture sector. What type of work is going on that, and what type of crops are growing by the farmers, and this all things, basic things we know. But here we are studying about the agriculture sector's importance. What is the present situation of the agriculture sector? Contribution in national income, and contribution in the national income and employment, export income, living standard, growth of agricultural production, base for industrial development. That's all we are studying in this chapter. Okay, okay friends, so we will study about the export income, living standard, growth of the agricultural production, base for the industrial development. That's all topics we will discuss in this, and then after cause for the low productivity in the agriculture sector. These all are causes. These all causes are related to low productivity. In our India, you will see production is increasing. Okay, production is increasing, but you know, friends, on this when we are doing this cultivation and this type of cropping work by the farmers which are doing this work, that area is more than other foreigner countries. Instead of that, our production is less than foreign countries. Compared to foreign countries, our production is less. Okay. So, but we have the ability, we have the productivity. Our soil also very productive. Instead of that, our productivity is low. Our agriculture sector's productivity is low. So we will discuss about this all causes of the low productivity in agriculture sector. Then after next one is the cause of the low productivity in the agriculture sector. Thereafter next one point is the measure to improve the productivity of the agriculture sector. Yes, this one only. Measure to increase the agriculture sector's productivity. Measure to increase the agriculture sector's productivity. Then after, we will discuss the modern agriculture sector and our chapter is over. This type of topics we will discuss in this chapter, and this chapter's total weightage is 10 marks. And from this chapter also, one 5-mark question will be selected. What 1-mark question is very important in this? This question is causes of low productivity in the agriculture sector. This one most IMP question, and next one most IMP question is measure to increase the agriculture sector. Okay, measure to increase the agriculture sector's productivity. These both are most IMP question, and 2 marks, 1 mark, and MCQ also will select from this. So we will during my explanation I will solve these all questions. I will one by one I will explain these all things during the explanation in detail. So come to the first topic of this, importance of agriculture sector. Friends, here we have these two topics: importance of agriculture sector, and one another question is present situation of the agriculture sector. First, we will discuss this one, importance of agriculture sector. But during the importance of agriculture sector, I will explain that present situation of the agriculture sector. It means what type of the present situation of the agriculture sector. During that time, I will add some importance point also because of if maybe this question, I think before 3 years, this question has added when syllabus directly changed that time. This question has added in 5 marks. Importance of agriculture sector. During this time, if you will write only 2 points, 3 points, only half page you will complete and you will write only 3 points, then obviously you will not get 100% marks. That means you will not get 5 to 5 marks. So it's very essential to complete this answer also as a 5-mark question. Very less probability to select this question, but instead of that, we will complete this answer for a 5-mark question as a 5-mark question. Because of I don't want to take any risk. I don't want to give this type of instruction. Oh no, friend, this one question only will select for 2 marks. No, because of the before last 3 years, this question has selected for 5 marks. And that time students were mentally not prepared for this, and they have just completed this answer for 2 marks, but immediately board have selected this question for 5 marks. And that time mentally they were not prepared, and they have not got 5 to 5 marks because obviously they have not prepared that this question for 5 marks. They thought this question will select only for maximum 2 marks, then they can get 2 out of 2 marks. But immediately board have changed the question, and this question has selected 5 marks. So friends, please be ready for this. From our side, we prepare this question as a 5-mark answer. Then our luck. Okay. Importance of agriculture sector. Since ancient times, India has been an agricultural nation. Due to a high dependency on this sector for agriculture production, for employment, and for export. Ancient time period, our country, from the ancient time period, I can say from the ancient time period, there's all type. First, I will discuss it. In the absence of agriculture sector, maybe we cannot satisfy our day-to-day related wants also. Food, all type of grains, milk, tea, coffee, whatever you want. There's all things only and only depends on the directly or indirectly depends on the agriculture sector. So this is not only providing food grains, vegetables, fruits, flowers, etc., but provides raw material to industrial sector and provide various type of the other things to the industrial sector. Not only this one, these are providing production, employment, income to our nation also. So this sector is very important for all our country and for all us. Importance of agriculture sector. This importance are first one, you have to write this answer point wise. First one thing you have to write this answer point wise. If you are going to write points or mentioning points, you have to start. You can use pencil and you can start in your text one by one point. First one point is related to first we are explaining introduction. So in the introduction you can write this one sentence also which I completed now. Then you write this next one. It is the lifeline of our country. Agriculture sector is the lifeline of India. Explain it. This question very IUP for 2 marks. Okay. Agriculture sector is the lifeline of India. Explain. Agriculture sector is the bone marrow of our country. Explain. Then also we write same answer. For 2 marks, we have to write 5 to 6 points, and for 5 marks, we have to write 2.5 pages or 3 pages. From introduction, we will start, and in the last, we have to write conclusion. Then, so friends, in this first, I am explaining for 2 marks how we write this answer for 2 marks. So we start our answer from this sentence. This sector is not only providing food grains. From here we start. Then next one sentence we have to write. First number sentence we start from the this line. Agriculture sector is the lifeline of India. It has the status of being the backbone of the economy. Second point. Indian economy is dependent on the agriculture for various aspects. Then main reasons being if Indian agriculture sector fails to produce food grains, vegetables, fruits and flowers, not only affect but raw material which are cash crop and used in industrial that also falls in the situation agricultural wells. In this situation, agricultural goods are not to be available in the enough quantity. It is the second point. Okay, we have required 5 points. Third one, therefore they become conslide which influence the life of people. Then next one, the proportion of India's population live in rural areas, and if agriculture production fails, then the income of a big mass gets negative effect. Next one, due to this, uh, due to this, they have to reduce demand of industrial products. Thus, on a one hand, industries are, it is the last point. One, on a one hand side, industries are not getting enough raw material, and on the other side, industrial products are not adequately demanded. Thus, it can be said that agricultural failure provide provide failure to industrial sector and where both are badly affected. It is very obvious to say that the third sector, which is the service sector, also faces fall in its demand and income. Next and last conclusion is agriculture sectors fails, then entire economy fails. In short, once the agriculture succeeds, then whole nation progresses. Hence, agriculture sector is known as the backbone of the nation. It's very high MP question for 2 marks. Remember this answer. Okay, friends. Next one point is related to present situation of the agriculture sector in India. This one we will discuss after that means Monday we have not lecture. Tuesday I will explain this topic. Okay, friends. I hope you got it. In the next video we will discuss next topic. Okay. I hope you all are well and fine and be safe. Be happy at home.